Thank you for tuning in to this week's segment of Planned Parenthood's podcast, Common Sense, the Case for Comprehensive Sex Education in Illinois. This is our third episode in the series that will bring you information and interviews related to the campaign for comprehensive sex education in Illinois. This week we answer the question, what exactly is comprehensive sex education? Comprehensive sex education provides students with information that is medically accurate and age appropriate. In addition, comprehensive sex education includes a standardization of topics that are required to be included in the curriculum. Included is the value of abstinence, tools and skills to remain or become abstinent, and how to delay sexual activity. Also included is information related to the benefits and side effects of contraceptives, including condoms, and the role they play in the prevention of pregnancy, sexually transmitted infections, and HIV/AIDS. Comprehensive sex education also includes information related to building healthy relationships and effective communication with sexual partners. Furthermore, comprehensive sex education urges teenagers to include their parents in discussions and decision-making about their sexual health. For those parents who prefer an alternate method of sexual education, there is the option to opt their children out of the program. The need for this valuable information regarding sexual health has been voiced by the teenage members of Planned Parenthood's Teen Awareness Group. They join us this week to elaborate on their ideas about the most effective form of sexual education.
Making sure that teens know what risks there are to not being safe would get a lot of people to start taking charge and use protection.
Most definitely sex education inside the schools. I feel that if you start teaching the kids about it in an earlier age, like maybe 8th grade or something like that, it'll be implanted in their head and, just keep going over it periodically throughout the rest of their school career. So it's like they know what to look for. They know symptoms. They know how to prevent themselves from getting caught up in the world of sex, and they don't become teen parents or whatever early.
The best sex education is just giving them all the facts and let them run with it, and they'll know what to do.
The argument is made that the introduction to these topics will result in earlier sexual activity for teens. However, evidence from a large number of studies indicates that programs that emphasize abstinence but also cover condoms and other methods of contraception do not have an impact on increased teenage sexual activity. To the contrary, comprehensive sex education can help to delay sexual activity among teens, reduce their number of partners, and increase contraceptive use when they become sexually active. These facts are supported by a comparison of various states' requirements for sex education and statistics regarding their teenagers' sexual health. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention found that the 5 states with the lowest teenage birth rates were states that provide comprehensive sex education and do not require abstinence to be stressed. Additionally, the 5 states with the highest teenage birth rates were states that require abstinence to be stressed. Illinois public school teachers join us to share their opinions regarding the most practical, effective approach to sexual education. Lena, an educator from Champaign, believes that integrating sexual health education between the home and school from a young age is beneficial.
I think the most effective, practical approach to sex education is integrating it between the home and the school environment. Again, age-appropriate information that young children, before they're even in preschool, should be getting information about their bodies from their parents. What body parts we use to go to the bathroom, who's allowed to touch them or see them, and good touch, bad touch scenarios. And as a child gets older, starting to get to more of that information that's important to the age group that they're in. So letting a child know about puberty before it happens, like at home, and maybe before that 5th grade class where they separate the boys and the girls. Because what a kid learns at school, it's not just that their life ends when the school bell rings. They're going to go home. They're going to, be hanging out with their friends, and as they get older, start having significant others. So I think the most practical approach is to have comprehensive sex ed in schools. Abstinence-based as abstinence is an option and as the most effective method, but also letting children know good touch, bad touch when they're younger, and more information on diseases and pregnancy prevention when they're older. And then also letting parents know how they can continue to answer these questions at home and put their own family values on it. So not lying to a kid about information or giving them false information, but letting a family kind of work with the facts and presenting it to their child in a way that's meaningful to like that family dynamic.
Chicago teacher Kelsey discusses her students' need for additional information and support.
My students that I have right now need as much education as possible. They would not benefit from an abstinence-only education because it's prevalent in the school. It's happening. There are pregnant teens in the school, and they clearly need more support.
Nicole, a Palatine teacher, expresses the importance of providing students with sufficient information and referrals to appropriate sexual health resources.
Giving the students all the information they need to know, and I think also providing an area or maybe the nurse that can go above and beyond giving like pregnancy tests, giving condoms if needed, because a lot of our kids do have sex and a lot are pregnant and a lot are already mothers. So I think having somewhere for them to go to do it safely would be better than not having anything or any information and getting pregnant and not knowing what to do then, because then they're in a situation.
Shane, a Chicago teacher, feels sexual education is necessary to meet his students' needs.
The best approach is pretty much facing reality. We know these kids are having sex at a young age, and there's almost not much we can do about it except tell them the dangers of what's going on. But again, where we come from, it's pretty much we have to face reality. And even in our school, we do hand out contraceptives. It's kind of the opposite of abstinence, because sometimes you just got to face reality.
Naperville teacher Caitlin believes in supporting abstinence, but also providing students with sufficient information to protect themselves.
I think teaching all aspects of it, like in the kid's face, like why not show them everything? Supporting abstinence first, always saying first, your first option is you don't have to have sex. And if you are going to have sex, how can you protect yourself? What can happen to you physically and emotionally if you do have sex, the short and long-term consequences, everything.
Comprehensive sex education is the evidence-based program that will provide our teenagers with the information and skills they need to protect their sexual health. Evidence proposes that comprehensive sex education will result in lower rates of teenage pregnancy and sexually transmitted infections, while also preparing these adolescents to make healthy and informed decisions throughout their adulthood. To get involved in the campaign for comprehensive sex education, sign our online petition. For additional information, please visit Planned Parenthood of Illinois' website at ppiaction.org. To share your own story, send your name, phone number, email address, and story to mystory@pppil.org. Thank you for joining us. Tune into next week's podcast as we discuss additional scientific and public support for the inclusion of comprehensive sex education in the Illinois public school curriculum.